Today we're going to do an instructional video that goes through the process of removal of the factory steel screws and the steel standoff coupler that's inside of the riser here on this PSE Sicario. The same process would apply to the Mach 30, the Mach 33, and 35. They also have this same part. So this is included with our replacement fastener kit that we give you. This is aluminum, 2 titanium button head screws. We're replacing steel parts on the bow. So to get this out is not that difficult. It might seem a little intimidating at first because of the fact that you need to punch it through the riser. But I can assure you it really isn't that difficult. And if you have the bow held securely and the right tools in place, this will go pretty quickly. So using a bow vise is helpful. The bow does flex to some degree in that vise because it's designed to, but once you hit resistance, that allows you then to punch through. So I like using this setup here to do this job. So let's talk about the screws again. What we give you are slightly different than what you see here. Side by side, you may not be able to tell in the video, but the button head on ours is smaller than the factory. So I don't believe you need to use such a large screw. We can give you lighter, we can give you rust proof, we can give you better. So that's what we did. We're using an 832 thread, which is also at the torque stripe, so it's T15. This is a 1/8 inch hex. So we are giving you better parts, but let's talk about how to get those parts out so you can get the better parts in there. So you'll need 2 tools. I have a 1/8 inch T-handle hex, and then I have a 1/8 inch bit on a socket wrench here. And you'll want to put your T-handle on one side or the other. In this case, I'm putting it on the back because I already know that this screw here on the front is the one that's loose. What I mean by that is, let's first show you that we have the same screw on both sides. What I mean by that is one of these screws from the factory is bonded in place. They glued it in. So you have to get the one that is not glued out of the coupler. So that's how we do this. Loosen this right here by holding the other in place so that it can't rotate. And then we get this screw loose coming back out of the riser. So this factory steel screw is out. Again, that's a 1/8 inch hex. Now, what do you do to get this punched through? Well, you actually use a punch set. And that's what I have here, brass punch. And this is a 732 size. What you're going to see here in terms of how easily this comes out might differ a little from yours in terms of this has been out of here more than once. And in your case, you're going to be the first person probably to take it out of the riser. So it might be a little tighter than what you see, but it's the exact same process and it really works well. So line your punch up, center it, and drive that part through. If the part is still tight and you can't pull it out by hand, then you might need to use a little bit longer of a punch. So I have a 1/4 punch here as well. And you can see that does have a bit longer of an area to drive through. The reason I use a 732 though is it doesn't fit tightly inside there. This 1/4 really does fit pretty tightly inside the riser, and I prefer to use something that has a little bit of play. So you grab that, take that out, and again, this is the bonded in screw. That's epoxied in place. Put that to the side. We're done with those steel parts. Now we can turn over to titanium and aluminum that we give you. One of these screws should be removed and leave the other one in place. So you'll leave a screw inside of the standoff coupler. And which side you choose is up to you. It doesn't matter. We'll go with the front of the left side of the bow. Get that lined up. Tap that in. Using a rubber mallet like this is key, so you don't mar the finish. Don't damage anything there. Rotate around. And what I'll use to tighten down is a screwdriver that has a magnetic bit holder. T15 again is what we use for this. And Get that screw tightened down. Now you can rotate this as tight as you really need it to be and find that the other side isn't even turning on you. So in this case, I'm not going to need two tools. One tool is all that was needed to get that of sufficient tightness. So that really does complete that job. Now you have a rust-free option in place, ready to go. Of course, we do have the full kit, and I'd like you to take a look at that on our website, taparchery.com. Again, we have limb bolts, we have a number of other fasteners. We have a reasonable, competitive price we can offer these at. So I encourage you to check that out. Thanks for checking into the video. Thanks as always for the support, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas.